I wanted to talk tonight for a couple of moments about the mitzvah we have now during these weeks to count Sfiras HaOmer. Every day we count, day by day, leading up to the culmination of the 49th day. And there's a bit of a contradiction in this mitzvah. Because on the one hand, we learn from this mitzvah that true growth is slow and steady, day by day. We count one day, we count the next day, and the next day, and over time, we see real change. That's on the one hand. But on the other hand, the Torah describes that these 7 weeks have to be tamimos, they have to be complete. And we even know that really the mitzvah in its totality is to count every single day. So we see there is a bit of an aspect of all or nothing in this mitzvah as well. Even though we want to see our growth little by little, day by day, but there's a big picture. How do we reconcile these two parts? We talked about this stuff.
No, you're saying if you forget to count, then you're out of the whole thing.
Correct.
So is it a nightly thing?
All or nothing. How do we reconcile? Terrific. Excellent. So there's a story that the Gemara brings in Tractate Nedarim about Rabbi Akiva. The Gemara is describing over there the abject poverty that Rabbi Akiva lived in. And it says that he got married, he was living in the straw hut with his wife. And the Gemara describes that he would actually pull out little straw pieces from her hair. That's all that was going on over there. They were living on the straw. And he says to her one time, he was taking the straw out of her hair. Amar la, he says to her, if I would have all the money in the world, I'd buy you a tiara made of gold. That's what I wish I could give you. I wish I could give you this tiara made of gold. The story continues that right afterwards there was a knock at the door, and it was actually Elijah the prophet dressed up as a poor man, and he let them know that his wife had just given birth, and they don't even have straw to lay her down on. And Rabbi Akiva says to his wife, look, there's somebody that doesn't even have straw. We have straw. And they collected the straw and they give it to this poor man. And immediately following, she says to him, you know what, Akiva, it's time for you to go to yeshiva. Go to yeshiva and learn. So we have two questions really on this story. Question number one is, we're talking about Rabbi Akiva, going back to the first part of the story. You know, it's one thing if he was able to produce this tiara of gold, but some of us have learned from our wives that it's very nice, words are okay, but actions are more important. So what does the Gemara bring down this story that he said, if I had the money, I'd give you this tiara made of gold. Beautiful sentiment, but what does it really do for her? And then second of all, the story continues. He realizes that he has more straw than this poor person. He gives him the straw, and all of a sudden she's sending him off to yeshiva. What happened in the story that now is the time for him to go? So the answer is as follows. She was a very wise woman. Behind every good man, there's always a good woman. And she realized that there's two types of people. There's one type of person who dreams big. He's a big dreamer. Let's say he wants to make millions of dollars. So he has the big dream, but he fails to appreciate the small steps that get him there. Most people don't become millionaires overnight, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of failure and a lot of making $1 or $10, $100, and eventually you become very wealthy. But if you don't appreciate the small steps, you don't become wealthy. But then there's another guy. The other guy, he does appreciate the little things. He's happy with his day-to-day living, making a few dollars. But if he doesn't dream big, if he doesn't have big dreams, so then he's also never going to make it, because he's going to be satisfied with his little by little. And the same thing is when a person, anything a person wants to do, if you want to grow in learning, anything you want to grow in, the person could get stuck in one or two places. In this story, we see that Akiva, his wife, saw, on the one hand, he had big dreams. He knew how to dream big. If I could get you that tiara made of gold, that's what I really, really want. But on the other hand, he was able to appreciate the small things. He saw, hey, we have straw. Somebody has less than us. He was able to see things for the little bit that it was, and to be able to appreciate that as well. She said, now you're ready to go to yeshiva, because now I know something big is going to become of you, because you can live in two worlds at once. You can dream big and appreciate the small steps. Maybe that is the lesson of Sfiras HaOmer. On the one hand, definitely the way we grow is step by step, little by little. There's no other way. But on the other hand, we also want to have the big picture in mind. We do have a direction. We don't get scared that there's a big goal in mind. We still do the little steps, but that big goal has to come. All of us in our lives have so many different things that we want to grow in. It could be in our Torah learning. It could be to become better parents, to be better spouses. We have to first dream big. We want to become the best. But then we have to make sure that we are taking those little steps that will eventually get us to that ultimate goal. Have a wonderful week.